Welcome to JK Games, the gaming podcast where we bring you the gaming news we care about.
And maybe some that we don't.
And whether you play on easy mode
or you like a good challenge.
This is the show where we'll try to level up your gaming knowledge. Choo 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 choo
Choo
choo
choo.
Keep the hype train going. 68%. Let's go. I want it to be 100.
I'm scared.
I want to win.
What happens?
I want to win the hype train. Do we win? Do we evolve from a hype train to a hype plane?
Maybe.
Is that an evolution of a train? Is it planes and then like spaceships and then I don't know what comes next.
Planes,
we haven't really...
trains, automobiles. Isn't that a show?
One of those things. So.
Maybe.
Anywho, let's do this. What do we do here, Kayla?
Well, my name is Kayla. I'm one of your hosts. It's been a long time. We've had a lot going on, and we have a lot to talk about. So I'm excited to officially interview our very famous co-host, Jerica, on her experience.
I barely could make time to be here today in my own home. I could barely be here because I'm just so busy and famous.
She got to go to PAX, so we're going to talk about that. And then we're also going to talk about all the things we've been playing, doing. We have a little bit of news. And we're just going to chat about all of that. If this is your first episode, welcome. What a lovely first episode to be on. We talk about games here. We talk about pop culture stuff. We talk about conventions. I'm going to be going one later this year. I'm going to Dragon Con. A lot less gaming focused. So I'm excited to hear about Jerica's more gaming focused experience at PAX. West or East? I can't remember if you said.
East.
But you have been to West.
I have. I've been to both sides of the country's
East
PAX.
Coast, West Coast.
I paxed them both in there. Yeah, Jerica Paxachu Hannah is me. Thanks for the new name, Cece. That was pretty good.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm Jerica. I'm the other host. We talk about games and we do this. We try to do this pretty regularly. Used to, we did it every other like week or so. Then it went to like once a month, and that we're sort of still on that hype train. See, but maybe if we get to 100, shoot. Once again, I don't know what this means, but hey, if we get that to 100,
bonus
maybe
content.
We come back to once every couple weeks or bonus content.
Love that.
We'll make a commitment to one of those. This is a fun time with our show, as you can tell. We like to talk about games and random things that are going on in our lives.
Yeah. Conventions. I can't wait. Jerica has really convinced me, and she'll convince you guys later on to join PAX and to go, because you got to do all these cool things. I love seeing y'all's pictures.
We missed the train. I got a message saying the hype train is long gone. Better luck next time. What the heck?
That was rude.
I'm so mad we lost it. I'm so mad we lost. Is this a game? Is Twitch a game now? Is it a game?
Currently playing Hype Train. That's my Twitter bio. That's what I'm currently playing. But if you don't already, we got to insert some housekeeping. We can't go without our plugs here. Follow us on Instagram, on Twitter. If you are unsure when we're going to go live, we always post in advance on there. JK Games Podcast is where you can find us everywhere. If you're listening after the fact, we do our shows live so that you guys can engage and chat with us, like Zapenguin and CC. So if you want to join us there, it's also JK Games Podcast. Just go follow us over there. We would love to see you as one of our subscribers. We appreciate you guys so much that are subscribed. But it's free. If you don't want to do that part, you can just follow us and get notified. So today we're going to lay our episode out like we normally do. We got our easy mode. We're going to talk about what we've been playing, what we've been doing, what we've been looking at, Then
maybe what we've been eating.
Maybe what we've been eating.
Depending on the mood where this goes.
This is a total side tangent, but it's relevant. I really want to bring back one of our OG episodes where we talk about food as games, Jerica.
There's been enough games to come out since then that it'd be really nice to say, if Sea of Stars was a food, what kind of food would it be?
Yeah. Clearly, Dave the Diver would be sushi, right? Clearly.
You think, and it's like the most American version of sushi, too. The ones that, the thing that's deep fried and maybe has a Twinkie on it. That's David. It's delicious.
If you guys.
It's so good.
P-Schwag said, finally, let's talk food. Thank you, P-Schwag, for being in the chat. We appreciate it. We're excited to be hanging out with you guys next week. But if you guys are newer listeners, this is something we've done since like our first year, Jerica, where we compared games to food or like snacks or just food in general. Like when you think of not necessarily like the food that's featured in the game, but like literally if this game was a food, what would it be? And I love it.
Yeah.
We've done several episodes.
I just like food, so I was like, let's do this. It was just an idea. Ooh, I like food. I like games. Let's do this.
Yes. And we used to do like short little episodes. Like they would be like 15 minutes and we would just like go on a random tangent like about something very specific. And so they're still there if you guys want to dig back through. I don't know if they're cringy or not now, but it's still probably fun.
I mean, this is already cringy, so let's be real.
Let's cringe. Just pack it on thick.
I love cringe. Let's go.
But yeah, so we'll talk about a little bit of news today, and then our expert mode is going to be diving into what Jerica got to experience at PAX, some games that we're excited for, things like that. So, Jerica, take us through what have you been doing while you know what you've been as far as games. I know you've been doing a lot, but what you been playing? What you been diving into lately?
So I finally broke away from Dave the Diver. I know you said diving in, so I broke away from that a little bit. Not because I'm not having any more fun with it. It's just like, hey, I gotta take a break. I gotta play some other games because we've had a few things come out that I've been interested in, and one of those games is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Playing a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's probably my primary game, other than what we'll talk about in a few moments. But definitely Sea of Stars. There's spoiler alert. I just came out. I'm tired. I haven't had a lot of sleep. That's the next. Dang it! I spoiled the surprise. But before we get to Sea of Stars, I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I think I made it to chapter 9, and I made a huge. I guess I made a. How do I want to describe this? Very tough boss that you don't have to actually play. You don't have to beat, and I did that last night. So an achievement. I got a trophy, and I achieved the thing in Rebirth last night that I'll share in just a second. But just an overall impression of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, because I have played through Final Fantasy VII Remake. I have never played completely through the original game for PlayStation 1, PS1. So I'm not a Final Fantasy VII expert. I know about some plot points that happen later that are that's a big deal and makes a lot of waves in the video game pop culture. So without giving away too much, and I will say, I'm sure this game is changing things. It's called Rebirth for a reason. But I am eager to maybe hear some people that maybe have played the original game, like what they think about it so far. So I'm not gonna be able to give you that. I am just playing it as a brand new game to me, I guess a sequel to the remake. And so far, I'm loving the story. It's so wacky and ridiculous, and I love it so much. If you like wacky, ridiculous anime, you will love Final Fantasy VII. And
I love that.
As far as like comparing the gameplay to anything else, I really have a hard time doing that than just Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 7 Remake. Because some of the way that you engage in combat and swap between team members, use your abilities, and fight in both games is very similar to Rebirth.
Makes sense.
And the original game's turn-based. It's like strictly turn-based, which makes sense for it being a PS1 game.
Right.
Obviously, the what you can do now is a lot different what you could do then.
Which is cool.
But I can appreciate I'm more engaged with the fighting. I'm not really a big turn-based person. I don't like having to wait my turn. Like it's difficult for me. Like Persona's turn-based, pretty to the T, turn-based. But I still love playing through Persona 5, capital T, turn-based. And I will say that still won me over too. So maybe I'm not like a huge maybe I am. So I sort of like it, but I don't prefer it.
Right.
I like the being
Me
able
too.
to control your character a little bit more. I will say when I'm playing Rebirth right now, if you are, I almost said Kayla, and then that's you, Audrey, when she's watching me, it is because when you're swapping in between your characters, time slows down, so you can quickly like, all right, swap this character. So time slows down in the game, so you can quickly like pick like what ability is Tifa about to use, and then once I get that ability implemented, I'm swapping over to another character so they can do an ability, and all of this is happening in time slowing down. So if
That's
you're watching
pretty
me
cool.
play, it's just a slowed down version of this fight sometimes, and then once I get all my abilities stacked up and ready to go, and I got everybody sort of doing their thing, I'm like slowing down, action, putting in some hits, getting my ATB meter built up so I could do some special attacks.
Nice.
I will say with Rebirth, they've added another layer to that with your team. So as you're upgrading their abilities, you can have what's called synergy. I forget the word, but synergy attacks that if me or like Cloud and Tifa both use a certain number of specific abilities, they can then you can have enough power built up to do a synergy attack, which both of them do this really cool cutscene, and then they either put in a pretty devastating blow to the boss or whatever you're fighting, or you can do something that prolongs or gives you like unlimited. It almost sounds like I'm talking another language. Unlimited.
I'm following as closely as I can.
Unlimited mana juice or whatever they're
Love a good
using
mana
to
juice. Guzzle
to
that
use
mana juice.
So like it's really cool. Guzzle it. Guzzle the mana juice. I will say I like that little update because that was not in Remake, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think that was. So it's fun to see different characters do these special attacks together. Yeah, that's at its core. It's still a turn-based actiony game. It's you are swapping in between characters, but the enemies are attacking you sort of.
Yeah.
I guess it's not turn-based. I don't know how you describe it, but
It sounds like
it's
kind of like a hybrid of a couple different things. And
Yes.
I agree. I'm the same way with turn-based games, which is surprising that I enjoy Sea of Stars, which further we'll talk about. But yeah, I'm the same way. I feel the same way as you. So you compared it to other Final Fantasy games, which makes sense in the whole universe. Which, by the way, we have a 3-hour-long episode. If you
we do.
If you want to go listen to that on YouTube,
yeah. If you need some Final Fantasy information, we have Josh to give it to you.
Top notch.
And I'm definitely in the group of folks that love Final Fantasy games. I'm not going to say I'm like the biggest Final Fantasy fan. I've played enough now to say I definitely like 16 and Rebirth, like that kind of like where I'm more in control of the character and what they're doing instead of having to wait a turn. I do like that type of Final Fantasy game way more. I like how they're sort of evolving that to be a little more engaging.
Nice.
But overall, it's a great game. Here's my only complaint. Like I said, I love the story. I love the characters. I like the camaraderie between all of them. It's goofy. It's silly. It's all the cutscenes that have maybe not a boss, but like a baddie in it. It's always over the top. And I love
a good anime cutscene.
I'm always laughing. Like it's so silly. But I will say with this game, it opens up a little bit more. I know like in the original game, like there's a big open area after you get out of Midgar. So in this game, obviously they have a lot of multiple open world environments that you're sort of biomes that you're going around and doing missions in as the story progresses. I'm not a fan of the collectathon that's like in each area. And there's a guy, he's in the last game, Kayla. His name's Chadley.
Chadley? Your friend Chad? Respawn Empire Chad?
No, it's Chadley.
Chadley.
Chadley wants me to go scan all these rocks, all these little holes with water in them. He wants me to scale these antennas, these towers to get him. All I'm doing for Chadley is getting this data. And I just feel like I'm doing this all the time in these new areas. And I started going down that rabbit hole. But I personally do not enjoy doing those things. I don't like it.
Like,
So I've stopped.
Collecting, like that kind of thing? Is that what he's having you do?
Unlocking the map and unlocking materia with him, scanning all these things.
Yeah.
It's just too much. Like, it's fine. I think there's just too much of it. There's too much of it. And I found like at different points throughout my gameplay, playthrough, I've been saying, I just want to play the game. I just want to play the main story.
Yeah.
I don't want to do any of this extra stuff anymore. That's my only complaint. There's a lot of open world, but like I haven't had a huge urge to go explore it. I'm sort of from now on, I'm going to try to stay on the path of the main story. I've done a few side quests, and I will say like a lot of the side missions are worth doing. They're engaging enough. Like there was a lot so far. The ones I played have had enough thought and sort of payout from doing them to make them worth it. But all the Chadley stuff, I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to scan another rock for him. So I'm done with that part. So, yeah, that's my rebirth. Like I said, I'm chapter 9. I think there's 14 chapters. So I'm eager. I don't know how the game originally ends. I don't know how this is wrapped up. So I can't wait to see where they wrap it up with this game and maybe look at a few other things without spoiling the ending of the game to me. I'm just eager where it ends and where the next one might begin. Like what's going to happen there. I don't know. Guess we'll have to find out.
If anybody in the chat has played, leave your spoiler-free thoughts in the chat for Jerica.
Also trying to romance Tifa. I really like Tifa for a lot of reasons.
CC in the chat said Chad per chapter. I love that so much.
Chad Per. I'm tired of doing all of his things. I'm over him.
You, Chad.
I don't want to see him pop up on this little phone ever again saying, this data you got for this. Anyways, I'm over it.
Well, what else have you been playing, Jerica?
As you know, Kayla, I've been playing a lot of Sea of Stars.
Woo! Let's go!
Oh my God. In 3 days. In 3 days, I put 17 hours almost into that game.
That's crazy. In 3 days, you have gotten as far as I've gotten in about 3 months, or probably longer, honestly. But to be fair, I did put it down for a while. So,
that
I would
game
love to hear it.
I didn't pick it up because I didn't think I would get into it. Like once again, I knew it was turn-based, but I knew there was like a little caveat to that where it's a little bit more engaging than that. But I don't really pick up that art style. I love it so much. I'm glad it exists. It's definitely something that I would play on my Game Boy back in the day. Like, just old retro looking games. But the game's gorgeous. Like it looks amazing on my 32-inch display here. It looks so pretty. But normally I won't pick that up and like commit to it like I would like a big game like Rebirth. Like I would eventually like to play it, but in my head I'm like, I'll never get to that.
Right.
I just don't seem like something that's going to hit with me that hard to even try.
It won a lot of awards last year, or at least one. I think it won one award, but
this is what happened. So on my way to Boston for PAX, I saw that the Asus ROG portable, it's an alternative to Steam Deck situation, was on sale at Best Buy. It was $200 off. So I was like, I really I wanted something to play Dave the Diver on the plane.
Of course.
I was like, I didn't use the Steam Deck a lot, but Dave the Diver wasn't out, and the Steam Deck was when I was using it. It might have been, but I didn't get to. I didn't know that I would love playing it that much. So, and since it was $200 off, like I went and picked it up, and I was like, worst case, I'll just return it if I don't think I'm going to use it. Yeah. I used that thing the whole time I was on the plane. I used it the whole time. But I did mess up in where I couldn't download or play Dave the Diver because it needed to catch a network to sync, I guess, my save. And I didn't want to like start over and play fresh. I was like, I'll just get that sync next time.
Yeah.
But I was like, I had Game Pass already set up and I had Sea of Stars downloaded. So that's how I started my journey. I was like, I guess since I'm stuck on this plane, I will take a look. I'll play this. I'll play a little bit of it. This is the perfect storm for me to play this game. Perfect environment. On a plane, let me do it. And I just picked it up and I was like, from the get-go, it put its teeth in me.
Yeah.
And it didn't let go. And I didn't want it to let go.
Never
I was
let
like,
go,
keep the
Jerica.
teeth in me. Keep the teeth in me. It's so good. Oh God, I can't pit between Sea of Stars and David the Diver. Like how much they have both things. They're both fun. They're two completely different games.
Very different gameplay loops.
Love Sea of Stars.
Yeah.
I love it so much. I know you're about to say something, so I'm going to pause. I love it so much.
It's okay. I love that I'm loving that you're loving it. And
I didn't play it sooner.
Yeah, I hate it.
I hated that I put that in my head that I'm like, I won't be able to get into that. I see it looks cool. I'm not going to be, but it proved me wrong.
What I think is very cool is have you gotten to any of this is early on. So there will be some like animated like screens every once in a while.
Yeah. No,
isn't that beautiful?
They got some little cut scenes, and I was like, this is legit. And doing some research, I didn't realize it was a Kickstarter situation. I didn't realize it's in the same universe, like a prequel to The Messenger.
Oh, I had no idea.
That was all connected. Okay.
I didn't know about that.
And I got to a part in the game. This isn't a spoiler. This is where I learned it was a Kickstarter crowdfunded situation, because I got to a shrine location, and you walk in and it's literally anyone that was able to support the game's development. There's like a shrine in the game dedicated to it has your name in it, and like a little quip about your character dying or something, what they left the world with. And it's all people that did their Kickstarter. And I thought that was that's how I learned. I was like, that's really neat. How cool. I wish I would have known about it. So I could have gave them money.
Yeah, I saw that, and I didn't know that's what that was. So I appreciate you clarifying that.
I had to look it up, because I was like, what is it? Because I will be honest, I am trying to 100% this thing. I'm trying to find all vulnerability here. Okay. Is it a conch? How do you say this shell's
conch
name? I don't like that either.
I think
that's a dirty word. They're both dirty. It sounds like when you say it like that, say it like that. Conch. Rainbow conch. I'm looking for all the rainbow conches. I want to collect them all, because I hear that has an impact on your ending, and I want the perfect ending in this game.
Ooh.
Whatever that is. I don't have it. I looked at. I'm being very careful when I search, so I'm looking through guides. So what I like to do is when I get to a certain area, because I really enjoy discovering and trying to find all the things myself.
Yeah.
It's really fun. So once I'm done with the area, I'm like, I'll just double check. I use the guide, and I'll see if I found all the rainbow conches and all the conches. Conch. I don't know what it is. I don't know how you say that. Conch. Okay. Anyways.
We'll workshop it.
Anyway, sorry, I derailed that combo. I don't know where we were going with it.
We were talking about Sea of Stars and how much you're enjoying it.
It's great. The turn-based with the different abilities that you're having the time. Oh my God, I just met this up. We just got, I got this other character in there that can like go through portals and stuff.
Oh, she's so cool.
Woo, doing her little thing and trying to time that right. Oh, it's so good. It's so sad. And so it's fun to prepare and like figure out how you're going to take this and use your combos with different characters to take down their barriers. And the story's so good.
It's so cute.
I would love to see this story turned into an animated show. Like, this needs to be a show. Like, I want to see this animated. Like, I want to see this episodic story unfold on the TV too.
I agree. And we should definitely do, like, because Jerica, spoiler alert, not for the game. Not for the game. Jerica telling me that she started it and how much she was excited about it made me pick it back up, because I did play. I played a lot of it. We were
on at the same time.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, let's go.
I am a little bit further than Jerica. Maybe not at this point, but I have really been enjoying getting back into it too. I don't remember why I put it down. Probably because I was playing something else. Probably because I'll talk about this in a second, but. Stardew Valley is temporarily rebooted my brain for a second. But we're back. It's okay. So yeah, Sea of Stars, we definitely could do a spoiler cast when we finish. CC in the chat said, I'm so happy to hear some Sea of Stars talk. I love it so much. Order the physical version from IM8-bit.
I'm gonna have to do it too. Yeah. I'm gonna have to do it too. I want it. If it's still available, I need to get it. Right now.
Anything else you want to talk about that before we move on?
Sea of Stars is phenomenal. I cannot wait for both of us to beat it and do like a spoiler cast on it.
Yeah.
I really want to see how it plays out. See what happens. Let's do that.
Yes, definitely we can do that. And quick summary for those who have no idea what we're talking about. It's a game. It's like it's an RPG. It's turn-based, but there's a lot more that is in depth with it, like the timing, like she was saying, the different characters, the story is just so good.
In every area there's conks to find. There's little puzzles. You get different abilities to move things, to solve it. There's something new that got added last time I played that helps you traverse, and I'm just like, what else is coming in this game? There's a surprise. You're rewarded constantly, and it's not even a reward. They're just giving you enough to be like, make it different as you're progressing, and it just keeps building on it so perfectly. Like,
I agree.
This might be one of the most perfect games I've ever played. I'm not kidding.
Wow.
It's so good.
What a high praise from Jerica.
Oh my God. I'm so glad I played it. I feel like such a loser that I just didn't play it until recently. I feel like such a loser.
I should have hyped it up to you more.
You should have?
I should have.
Grab me by the shoulders and shake me. Play this game. So, I will definitely reconsider some games I'm playing now. Nice. That was a one I almost missed. And I'm glad I didn't. It's changing my life for the better.
That would be a funny potential idea.
Literally my background on my phone right now. So
it's so pretty. Literally, that's a fun idea. Maybe I would love to hear what you guys think.
Okay. My wallpaper.
Aww. Yeah. Who do you play as? Which one?
I swap. I go back and forth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like them both equally, and I feel bad if one's not leading for a while. I'm like, let's give this person a chance, you know?
Yeah.
I'm really bad with their names. I love this game so much, but
me too.
Vale. Oh fuck, I don't know. I'm really bad with their
somebody.
names. I cannot remember their names to save my life, though. For some reason, it just will not stay in my brain.
It's okay. It's
the brother and sister. Okay,
yeah.
They're great. I like to give them both good. Garl, I remember Garl for some reason.
Love Garl.
I like him.
Garl Stan.
That's me. I relate to him so much.
I have not been playing a ton new, honestly. I can't remember if last time we recorded if I talked about Banishers, Ghost of New Eden from Don't Nod.
I don't think so. Or if you did, I don't remember.
I have been really enjoying that one. That is what a lot of my attention had been on. That came out this year, and it was on my fantasy league pick for this year, which, by the way, I forgot to mention that earlier. Kind of mentioned it, but we've collaborated with the Spotlight Games on a fantasy league for gaming, and we're doing another episode on the 8th, and we'll post about it on social media, so you won't miss it. But on the 8th, at 7:30 Central Time. So mark your calendars, put it in there. And we're doing like a dual stream. So you'll see a notification from our Twitch. So don't worry. But you should go follow them too, if you want. So I've been playing Banishers. Basically, like the best way I can summarize this is that you are in like I'm really bad with time periods and describing like where things take place in time. I think it's early 18th century. It's like medieval times, right? And you are these like badass ghost hunter duo, right?
Cool.
It is so cool. Yeah. And you go into this town and you're kind of like, it seems like you're a little bit more well established already. And like this town is saying like, hey, they're mega haunted in this town. And we need you to like get rid of these demons that are haunting this town. And this is like a big plot point. Like, so it's not spoiling anything. This is like a big thing because what happens is something happens to one of the banishers and they become a ghost. And so you toggle between playing as the two main characters. One is in like the veil or in like the ghost world, and one is in the actual physical world. And you can toggle back and forth. Each of them have different abilities. And you get to make choices, which is what Don't Nod is like famous for, right? You get to make choices that impact the story, and you can choose when you are discovering. So there's a little bit of mystery and like scavenger hunt vibes where you're trying to find out like why the ghost is haunting these specific people. Like there's an overall like thing happening to the town, but you're searching around like these different people. The world's pretty big. I haven't even like scratched the surface for the map. So I have no idea what's going to happen in the future. I've played probably about 9 hours of it, I think, according to Steam. I'm playing this on PC. the map is huge, so I don't even know where we're gonna go. But I do know that every single time you figure out why is this ghost here, what is this attached to, what's the vibe, what's going on, you got to kind of hunt around for clues, sniff them out. But then what's cool is you get to choose, right? And there's story beats that go along. There's a lot of story and narrative that make you kind of more inclined to do one choice or the other. You can choose to banish them and like completely like obliterate their soul and like they don't exist anymore. Or you can choose to ascend their soul to like the version of heaven in the game or whatever.
How do you pick?
And that's
is
the
it
thing.
based on like
you learn their story and whether they were a good person or not in your eyes, and you choose. And that how, depending on what you choose for that ghost, it affects like your gameplay in real time and the end as well. And that's just kind of a general overview. I don't want to go too far into it to get into spoilers, but it's really good. There's a couple things that like the combat, it can feel a little clunky sometimes. It's kind of like a more freeform combat, but you kind of power up and you have like different abilities.
Okay.
And there's a skill tree that you have for both of your characters. What were you gonna ask?
Don't not. Oh, well, I'll say this: like, you know, I'm familiar with Don't Not doing Life is Strange 2. And tell me why you played a game called Harmony. I think at some point which they also developed. I played a little bit of just saw it, and now we have Banishers. Like that's a little jump. You know, it's they're jumping around a little bit in terms of what kind of games they could put out, and these are coming out pretty fast. So in terms of like evolving the types of games they're making, would you say like this is a pretty solid example of something they could do a sequel? I know you haven't finished it, but like could they build on this and do other games? Do you think it's perfect as is, or do you think they might stick with this kind of this gameplay?
I hope that they elaborate. Like, I think they could definitely expand more on this type of gameplay, because you're right. I think this is the first thing. Oh, thank you for playing stuff too. Thank you. This is kind of the first, from what I understand, just like you said, example of combat in games that they have. Like, I don't think that they really have done anything like this before. So that could definitely be why it feels a little bit clunky, like a little bit like choppy, the combat. Not in like a graphical way, just in like a movement way. Kind of hard to explain, but no, I think it's good. I think that they could, from what it seems like, they could open up all kinds of ideas for games that they could do in this universe. Welcome, Lieutenant Dan001. I assume that's what the LT means. Hello. What's up, brother? We're talking about Banishers, Ghost of New Eden. So yeah, I hope that they do more with it. Like I said, I can't really give a full review. That's just kind of my first impressions, is that it's interesting. It combines a lot of the things that I have liked from them in the past. I didn't finish Harmony, Fall of the Revere.
Yeah.
That is strictly, what's interesting is I think this is that's what they did right before this one. That has no, like, it's basically just like a narrative, like storytelling game. Like, you're just like kind of going through options. There's no like combat or really like any.
Well, it does seem like, it does seem like they're trying to, you know, evolve the games they're trying to put out, and then also just keep in line with like, we are so good at doing narrative games and picking the choices and going through and making you make those tough decisions. I like, you know, even you sharing this right now makes me think, God, maybe I need to try this game too. Like, give it a chance, because it's pretty cool. Because Don't Nod puts out some stuff I really enjoy.
Nice. I'm not gonna spend more time, because we spent a lot of time talking about what we've been playing, but we had to catch up with you guys. So that's what I've been playing. Stardew Valley had a new update. Not a ton of difference. It's more like quality of life things. There's a lot of cool like little things for the fans that Concerned Ape did, which I love. Like there's just random things that you can do now. Like, for example, if your like pet in the house is like in the way, it moves out of the way quicker. Like little things like that. And there's a new map. And I got it on PC for the first time. I've always played on my Switch. And let me tell you, a whole new world opened up for me having it on this big screen. I was like, why haven't I not done this sooner? So I have been playing it a ton. But that's really
it's like a brand new game, probably.
A whole new world. Yeah, I was like, I was like, why have I never done this before? I'm still like a toddler PC user, so I've only had my PC for a few years. So, yeah, exactly. So that is our easy mode. Hope you guys are entertained by what we've been playing. We had to gush about Sea of Stars for a minute.
Oh, so good.
We do have a couple of news things to cover today. One of them being, listen, it's it's not an episode with Jerica Games with Jerica and Kayla if we don't talk about The Last of Us a little bit. Right, Jerica?
Every time, we're going to definitely add the bits of info that we get here, unless we have enough of a big info drop to do a clicker bait episode. But of course, we got to touch on The Last of Us.
We have to. So there was some rumors going around that, officially they have begun filming in February. I think it was
for season 2.
February. Yes, for season 2. I think it was like February 25th or something like that. They did announce that they were filming, and it was delayed because of the writer's strike and everything, and the actor's strike. That thankfully all that has been resolved. And CC said, "Don't ever apologize for gushing about Sea of Stars." That's so funny. So understandably so, things got delayed. But recently there was rumors going around, and I couldn't find exactly where the rumors began, but alas, they are not true. That Pedro had finished filming his portions of the season. This is from IGN. The article, I don't have exactly who wrote it. The article is from Michael Kripe, and in the article he says there was a lot of rumors that Pedro had finished filming his portions of the season, leading to speculation around what that meant, since the show just officially started filming season 2 in February. So obviously, no spoilers, but
the gamers know.
There's reasons why that would happen. Season 2, right? So, it had people up in arms, and everybody's speculating because, Jerica, did they confirm we're only getting, is it 6 or 8 episodes? Something like that? Or was that
officially? I think that might have been a rumor too, that it would be a shorter season. I can't remember if that was confirmed or not.
Hard to say, but
7 episodes maybe.
Of course, the people that were super invested, we're very curious what's going to be happening, how they're going to do it, what are they going to change. So when the rumor starts that Pedro's done filming, we're like, okay, what's that going to look like? All right, who knows?
Yeah.
And so then, Michael did this interview, and HBO did confirm that Pedro Pascal still has filming to do for The Last of Us season 2, telling IGN that rumors suggesting otherwise are, quote, not accurate. So that is not true. Filming is still continuing. He's still in it. He's a busy man.
Or is he?
Are they lying? Not telling us the whole truth.
I don't know. I'm eager to see where we get surprised. That's like probably the thing I'm most excited about. See where they surprise us. Keeps the gamers on our toes. Thinking, okay, this is an adaptation, so they can stick to this the true nature of the game, but they also can deviate a little bit, as we saw a little bit with season 1. So I'm excited to see what changes they bring to it. I wish it was closer.
I do too. Oh my gosh. Which, guys, we'll do again what we did for follow us on Clickerbait. Every once in a while we have episodes there too, as we, like Jerica said, get more information. We talk a lot on Clickerbait about our speculations for season 2. We kind of go into depth there. So if you're curious more about our thoughts, definitely check those out. Those are still up. The other bit of news, I think Jerica you wanted to talk about a little bit with the Judas game that we're both interested in. We got some new things around that.
Yeah, I don't know if I think you've had a chance to watch some of the feature on it, but Judas is one of those games that I know I'm a big BioShock fan. It's been forever since we've revisited BioShock. This isn't BioShock, but this is a studio led by Ken Levine, who is basically the forerunner. That's not the right word. Creator of BioShock, basically. He was the lead. He led the creation of that game. So it is exciting to see what he's working on with his studio. But definitely from the trailer, you could tell we got some. If you love BioShock, there's a lot of in terms of the design, the art direction, it's definitely got some influence as part of the DNA, which I like the art style from BioShock. It had a very unique look. I am excited to see more of this game. I want to play it so bad. I want to play a demo. I wish there was a demo.
Yeah.
I don't know when, if Do we have a release date on this? I don't know. I have to look it up for
I
sure.
don't think so. Hold on, I'll look it up while you're talking. I know that like I didn't have a chance. Apparently, like you know, Ken Levine did a 75-minute interview with IGN. I didn't get to watch any of that. Did you get to watch any of it?
No. I just saw like what people were putting out. Like some people got some hands on with it recently. Or I got to at least learn a little bit more about it. They put out some more gameplay from it, detailing a few things. The thing I'm most excited about is, you have it here in the notes, is that they are going to look at a roguelike loop that's part of the narrative, which really gets me excited. Because if you know me and Kayla, we like a good roguelike. We do. We do. I totally forgot. You would think we don't. Huh?
I totally forgot.
It's one of those things I'm like, ugh, I hate it, but I end up loving it. It is a roguelite, so what is it, Kayla? What were you gonna say?
One, I did look up Judas. It's coming out in March of next year, so we do have a while to wait. Roguelite made me think about, I did actually start playing Cult of the Lamb again. I forgot to tell you about that.
God. But, I also downloaded it on my little Ally. I thought about playing it some more too, revisit it. There's some DLC that I really want to play. The game looks good. It looks creepy. You're in space on like this massive spaceship. I can't remember like the premise, but like something's happened to humanity. There's a lot of androids. You're on this big, like, makes me think of like Mass Effect Andromeda. You're like on this huge arc, and it's basically a city in space. Some things have went down. I don't really know the specifics, but enough of it being goofy, a little creepy. And definitely multiple characters that looks like you're going to have, like, a few main characters you're going to have to choose sides with, which gets me really excited just to see how that dynamic blends with the roguelike gameplay of it. Will be something I'm really eager to see. That information might be out there, but I don't have the specifics, but just those are the things that stood out to me. I am so ready to play this game because, like, I think it's been, let me see it. BioShock Infinite.
I'm intrigued by the narrative Lego term that they use. They're very specific in the article from IGN.
You're right. Because like they mentioned that the replayability and the fact that there's a lot of scenarios that could possibly play out.
Yeah, where that's so cool.
You have a lot of narrative threads that could happen in this game. So like you play it, I play it. We're gonna have totally. When I'm a sucker for that. I love Mass Effect.
Love a good choice.
I hope there's a lot of butterfly effects in this game where, I can't wait to see.
Me too.
This is going to be one I probably ask off from work for and to play.
We got a whole year.
But yeah, BioShock Infinite. Once again, it's not a BioShock game, but we're just excited because it is lead creators involved with this game. So, you're probably going to get the things you love from BioShock in this game. That game came out March 26, 2013, BioShock Infinite. So it has been over a decade since we've had anything like BioShock come out. So it's been a long time.
It's been a while. Well, let us know if you're excited for that. I was very intrigued by some of the word choices that the creator used, like the roguelike loop that's baked into Judas's narrative Lego-powered, player agency-driven first-person shooter. That's a mouthful.
That's a mouthful.
I'm interested.
Ditto.
Speaking of a mouthful, I don't really know. Oh, lobster rolls. Jerica's had a mouthful of lobster rolls at PAX East.
Yes, I have. Oh, it was great. Boston has great lobster rolls. I had both the hot and the cold one. So good. I want it right now.
That makes me very hungry. But I've never had lobster rolls. I've never been to Boston. Jerica, I would love to know how, in our expert mode on this day, tell us a little bit about your experience. Did you have fun? What was it like? Would love to know more about what you got to experience while you were there.
It's sad because I've been to PAX West, but I was not prepared for PAX. I really wish I could do more. This was probably, I'm gonna be honest, like I didn't have any goals in mind going to PAX East. So I didn't plan ahead a lot. So when I got to the show floor, I was basically like, what can I see that I want to play? And also PAX is pretty packed. It's packed. It's packed. PAX to the packed. Packed PAX. It's a lot of people. It's massive. And So as far as like trying out games, a lot of different options, a lot of places to wait in small, medium-sized lines to play certain titles. But the overall experience was great. I just like anytime I get to be surrounded by like just seeing gamers being gamers and the good side of gaming. But also like being able to go and look at merch and like see what people are working on, buying a shirt to support one of your favorite creators. It's really cool. And then obviously just being able to meet people and say hello and finding people that are cosplaying. I mean, the thing like DragonCon is like, anybody that was cosplaying as Final Fantasy VII characters, I went and found them and I took pictures with them. I met two a male and female Sephiroth, which both look quite elegant. And I asked to take a picture in between both of them. It was great.
I love that.
They were both beautiful. It was great. Found Cloud. So I had to take a picture of Cloud and his big sword.
That's one of my favorite things is finding like how much people put into their like costumes and like how much effort.
It's so cool. I think it's great. I love it so much. I love that culture so much. And it's just fun to be like, I wouldn't really want to take a picture with you.
Yeah.
But I will say like the whole experience in a nutshell is really difficult to navigate if you don't have a game plan.
Yeah.
Or at least like, with PAX West, I feel like I took the time to like look at panels that I wanted to go and be a part of and listen in on. This one, I knew there was a couple that I just really wanted to hit up, but I didn't plan enough. This was just a vacation for me to relax.
Yeah.
Probably the worst place to relax, but it was pretty chaotic, but I was just going to go with the flow and see what I got into.
Yeah.
But yeah, PAX is cool. If you ever can get the opportunity to go to PAX, you should always go to one. There's a lot of indie games there with usually the developers. It might be a game that somebody's been working on for 7 years and it's been one person working on it because that's their part-time gig. Like, it's really cool. Only know that because I feel like someone shared that with me. I didn't personally talk to this person. So those stories are out there at PAX.
For sure.
But I do have a couple of games that I played and a couple of panels I like to highlight that I got to experience. I'll start with the panels first and then go into some of the games. One of the panels I went to, I was so excited to be a part of this because like earlier this year, I finally got to, end of last year, earlier this year, I finally got to Cyberpunk.
I remember that.
I really wanted to play, I've started that game, like 4 or 5 times. Started it and I was like, I get distracted and pulled to something. I'm like, I don't have the commitment for this huge open world RPG that's going to take a while for me to get through. But after everyone gushing about Phantom Liberty, I finally went in and I had such a great time with Cyberpunk. I love Cyberpunk so much. I'm a huge fan now. Phantom Liberty was incredible. If you ever get a chance to play now that you can, it's the best time to play Cyberpunk right now.
Okay.
I think they even have like a demo out so you can try it too, give it a chance. It's just cool. It's the best time to play it is now. And then I went to a panel. I was like, where was I going with this? Okay. There's a panel called Code, Sweat, and Cheers. How we made Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. And it had a lot of the developers that worked on Cyberpunk and Phantom Liberty there talking about their workflow, what they thought about when the game came out and just their perspective on.
That's really neat that you got to
on
hear that.
DLC. Because if you're here, you're a gamer. Some of the turmoil that the Cyberpunk launch initially had.
Did they touch on that at all?
Well, they didn't touch on it specifically because this panel was centered around Phantom Liberty, which was the DLC,
Right.
and that's why. And it was just cool to hear like how they sort of not pivoted, but like how they reset with themselves and like obviously Phantom Liberty is so freaking good. Like it's a whole step up from like just the base game in my opinion in terms of storytelling and things you do in that world. And it was just cool to hear sort of how they reset and like started working on Phantom Liberty and what they wanted to implement, what they learned really quickly and was able to do so fast was really worth saying. Don't give them a hard time because they pulled off the almost like the impossible with. Not saying that Cyberpunk at the base, after they fixed some of the bugs, was like a lot of people were playing it and having a really great time.
Yeah.
I just there's just something else that came out. Like it missed its time to hit with me, and I just didn't want to play it in that state yet. I wanted to wait. Like I know could be a special thing. I wanted to wait till they fix a few things. So when Phantom Liberty came out, that's why. But it's just cool hearing them talk about that DLC and like what they're excited for the future. And probably for me, the thing I was really intrigued by was them talking about their workflow and how that has changed since the launch of Cyberpunk and Phantom Liberty, and the Project Orion, if I'm not mistaken, is the next Cyberpunk project, and how they're just not pivoting, like making a big change, but they are evolving the way that each area of production's working together to make sure that they are able to produce a little bit more efficiently and get more ideas. Like one of the head devs was like, one of their creative directors actually was just like, I'm trying to say yes and more. And not just, saying no, or, not just, but like saying yes and, but what if you did this? Like trying to include as many ideas as we can, but how do we build on that? And how do we make it make sense?
That's really cool. So, getting that
from
perspective.
A leadership standpoint, it was cool to hear them talk about making a game and making a DLC for a game that had a rocky launch.
Right.
And they killed it. They figured it out and they made it work. So I'm really excited.
Overcoming some adversity.
They did. Yeah. It was just cool to hear it from them because you could tell it was very it was actually moderated by Blessing from Kind of Funny. Ooh. So it was cool. I was there to obviously support him. Yeah. But he did a really good job with the questions that they were asking and making sure that, that conversation was flowing really well. But it was a good panel. You can watch it right now on YouTube.
Ooh, I might have to go do that. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, it's good.
Game Over Cholo in the chat, welcome. Game Over Cholo was saying that they are also playing Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty on a PC that they built for $250, and that's impressive. That's That's very impressive. And then CC said, I got a gaming laptop at the end of last year. Can't wait to play Hellblade 2. Gonna be a Game of the Year contender. Ooh.
We're on the cusp. May. Yeah. I think that launch date for that is May.
That's exciting. So you had the Cyberpunk panel. Did you have any other really interesting panels that stuck out to you?
Because there's a lot to cover, I'm going to end there. That was the most intriguing one that I went to. Really awesome.
Yeah.
Because I did play a few games. I didn't play as many as I wanted to, but I made it a point to finally make my way over to Animal Well.
Yes.
Thanks to CC in the chat, I learned a lot about Animal Well, and I was like, man, how did I miss this? Because this is a game that is right up my alley. I'll go ahead and pull this up right now, just so we can have some gameplay.
Yeah.
So I got to play 10 minutes of Animal Well.
That's so cool.
It is just as beautiful as we see here. And it's one of those games where you don't have really any kind of weapons. You don't fight or attack, but you have you have fireworks like that you could throw at things to like light up the space and interact. Yeah. But it's all about your character interacting with the environment versus you just fighting your way through things. Metroidvania game, so, going left and right, exploring, there's a little bit of the map, but you don't really fight. You just survive the environment and interact with the environment. And that's it. It's as simple as that. But as you can tell by the art style, like it's not super simple. It's pretty wild.
It's pretty intricate, and it looks really good.
A little bit of a fever dream. I think that's why I'm attracted to it so much. Is the weird animal stuff is pretty cool. Yeah, you see in this clip like the fireworks that you use to detonate and use in the space does different things with the environments. Hidden places that you can get your little. I don't know what the main character is. It looks like a little ball. But
I don't know either, but whatever it is really adorable.
Yeah. So I played 10 minutes of that. I unfortunately didn't make it to the boss area or the thing that looked like a boss. So I don't know what that was going to turn into. So I was still stumped on how to get past this certain area. It's going to be one of those games that you're definitely going to have to scratch your head on, but it's fun. The world's inviting. I love a good puzzle. So
that's so exciting. I'm so glad you got to play that because I know that's something that we were all talking about in our fantasy league. Because exactly, I didn't know anything about this game until CC in our chat.
I know, me neither. I'm so glad.
When does it come out? Do you know?
It comes out soon.
It's this year.
Think. Sorry. It is this year. I feel like it's in a few months.
Yeah. Whoever gets there first, and in chat, if you know, CC is in the chat. So, May 9th. May 9th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh,
so very
around that Hellblade time. Woo.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
CC was quick with it too. In the chat.
May 9th. Real fast.
Yeah, May 9th. So Animal Well, good experience. So you had to wait in line, and then did they just like time you like, hey, you get 10 minutes, there you go?
Yeah, that's how it was with like a lot of the games.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I can't keep this list going. I played Dustboard, and then I have one other game to talk about before we can wrap up here.
Yeah.
I also played a game called Dustboard.
I'll have to look that up.
Dustboard. The only reason I played this game was because I saw the posters for it and the art style, and it looked really good. And then also it was suggested to me. Okay. So a lot of things I was already attracted to the game based on the art style. I was like, I kept seeing its booth over there, and I was like, that looks cool. I need to know what that's about. And then I have another part of my PAX story. It was recommended to me from another developer. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, I'm going to make time to go play Dustborn for this reason. So I should have it played here in just a second. Okay. This is Dustborn. Basically, I don't know I really like games where civilization has went to shit. You know, I just like to be
post-apocalyptic kind of vibe.
Yes. Yeah, you know. I don't know why. It's just a thing I'm attracted to. But this game takes place, you know, post-apocalyptical world, traveling band trying to take down, and it seems like the robots in this game are basically like the police and the government, and they're trying to take over the world. I could be doing horribly at describing this game, but that's what I got away from it very quickly. The art style of it does remind me a little bit of Borderlands.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
some of that the shading, the colors that are used. But ultimately, I would recommend this game because of the diversity that's represented in the game, which I'm a huge fan of. You know, it's good to be a fan of diversity.
Yeah.
It's good. So, but the play style or the gameplay was actually something that really surprised me because I didn't expect this in the demo. But you might be able to see in some of the video if you watch a trailer. Like, obviously, you're fighting things. There's combat. You're hitting buttons to do an attack like a video game would. But there's little bits of the game because you're in a band, and I did not expect to also play a rhythm game because at one point I started playing the guitar with the controller and hitting the buttons to make a beat. That's not it. Strum the strings. I don't know.
A chord.
Make sounds with my guitar.
Yep.
So
it's giving last.
That was a nice little surprise. And like when you're in you and your band, you're traveling in an RV across the country. And when you're in the van, you can talk to all the characters. So it's pretty big on narrative as well. Yeah. And having that camaraderie with your band team members. And I'm sure down the road in this game, different band members have different abilities. So yeah, I don't. That's the gist of it.
That sounds really cool.
Enough where it got my attention.
Yeah, and you got to play a little bit of it. That's awesome.
I did. Played about 10 minutes of that as well.
Very exciting.
It's cool. I like a good rhythm game implemented when I'm fighting robots. You know, take a break and play the guitar.
It kind of reminds me of Hi-Fi Rush a little bit too.
Okay, yeah, I could definitely see that, especially with some of the comic aesthetics.
Yeah.
Sort of built into that too.
And you said your last one was Crystalla that you got to play as well?
Yeah, which I didn't play it. I have a little story with this one, which I'm really excited to share. I unfortunately didn't play it. I had to move on. I had to get on to what I was doing. But the only reason I went and sought out this developer in this game, because like when I was there, I'm like, you know what? I really want to find some female developers, maybe have them on the show. I'd love to highlight some of that and learn about like their journeys and stuff like that. So I got on the old Google, and I was like, female developers PAX East 2024. I'm like, is there any information out there? I'm like, maybe someone put out a blog post that they'll be here.
Yeah.
And I found an article which I cannot find anymore. So I was gonna like quote it, but I'm just gonna go pull up the website. But they highlighted a group or a game studio called Astral Clock Tower Studios.
Okay.
And
that sounds
as you
fun.
mentioned earlier, Crystalla is their dark fantasy action RPG game they're working on, and it's basically all of that with cats. We know we like a little critter corner over here. We like a good kitty cat game.
Ooh.
Doggies, whatever, animals. Cult of the Lamb. There's a reason why we like that so much.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that sounded interesting to me, and I want to just pop over and see who was here from their studio and what kind of game this was. And I watched a little bit of gameplay, which I'll have pulled up here in just a second so we can all see it. Sorry, I'm moving from Dustborn to Crystalla now.
Much different vibe.
I'll describe the studio really quick. So Astral Clock Tower Studios development team is a woman-led development studio backed by a diverse team of creators hailing from all over the world. We're proud of what we've accomplished so far and are eager to bring our vision for Crystalla to life. And actually met Sarah. She's their owner, marketing director. Talked to her a little bit about the game. And definitely, she said, be interested in being on our show. So we got to play this game, Kayla. We got to actually get our hands on with it. But I would be interested to see, what it took to make this game a reality. But yeah, if you check it out, Crystalla, I'll read a little bit about the game. I have some gameplay showing right now.
Looks great.
Yeah,
it looks so cool.
Like, at a glance, I was like, okay, it's like Bloodborne, but with cats. But I don't know if the gameplay is as difficult as Bloodborne. Hopefully not. Maybe for some, they might want that, but it looks cool. I love the character creator making a kitty cat. It's great.
I do too. This is
Cats
very
with magical
cool.
powers. It's cool. But Crystalla, I'm reading on their website right now. Crystalla offers a unique and innovative gaming experience, seamlessly blending elements of magic, stealth, and parkour. Become the role of a fledgling feral warrior who must master the ancient magics of 6 sacred crystals. Your goal? Battle your way across the 6 clan lands while uncovering the source of a dark and terrible curse.
This is really cool looking. I'm so glad you found this.
But if you look at some of the gameplay, they describe it like in the game, you're going to avoid damage by blocking, dashing, rolling, deflecting attacks, win battles by combining light and heavy attacks. So not say, I didn't get hands on with it, so I can't tell. But yeah, at a glance, it does remind me of a Souls game. Really got your light, your heavy attacks. I don't know if I don't have it seen where it has souls described. I don't know if it's that. Can not confirm. Yeah. But some of the gameplay is going to have those light and heavy attacks using multiple weapon abilities, casting up to 16 unique spells at a time. Mana juice is in this game, Kayla. Jug. Did I say just jug? I meant to say chug. Mana is regenerated by engaging in melee combat and unlock and level up cat-like abilities on the feline skill tree.
Love that. So shout out to
sold.
Stray. One of my favorite games. Loved Stray.
Hey, one cat game at a time. Here we got some cats finally getting represented in some video games here.
Meow meow. I'm so glad you found this. I would definitely love to have them on to talk to them about this, and definitely will be playing it. It doesn't look like it has a confirmed release date yet, but I do see that on Steam it says Q4 2024.
Yeah,
so maybe that's something
we'll wish list it now, because just from watching gameplay, it does look like something I would definitely want to play through for sure.
I did just go wish
list. I just love seeing the cats do the magical powers and casting the spells and jumping all over the place. It's cool.
Yeah. Did you get any cool merch while you were there? Anything of interest?
I got a cool sweatshirt.
Ooh.
I got a cyberpunk pin from the panel.
That's cool.
I know we got more stuff. I just can't think of it right now.
No, that's okay. I always like perusing through the merch and things like
there
that.
Was so much. Audrey bought me a little Pokemon card. Didn't have this little guy. So nice. Charmander. I like this one because he looks real mad. He's beating his head against the window and being like, "Arr!" Sorry, that was loud. That's me pretty much all the time.
Wow. Well, it sounds like you had a great time.
It was great. It was cool just to see all the indie games, so many indie games. Their devs showing them off and encouraging people to play. So a lot of cool games I got to see. I wish I could have played more. I just didn't play my time out as well as I thought I should. So there's just a lot going on when you're there. So you do like I said, my recommendation, if you do PAX and you want to play some things, like take a look at the map and figure out who's there and see what kind of games you're interested in. Make a list, make a game plan. Maybe look at the logistics of it all. Know when you're going here, when you're going there, when you might get hungry. That's a big part of it too.
Ooh,
maybe when you need to go pee. So plan ahead. Where's the bathroom at? You never know.
Pack some lobster rolls with you.
Oh God, lobster.
All right. Well, thank you, Jerica, for basically just explaining your whole experience. I really hope that I can go next time. I would love to join, and maybe we could play some stuff together.
Yeah, and also obviously I was there with the Respawn Aim Fire. Friends of the show here.
Yeah,
got to hang out with them and then met a few friends. Matt and Dallas, we've played Destiny with for years now.
Aww.
And got to meet them in real life, so it was a good time.
That's awesome.
And we do have a photo. I have a photo on my Instagram with our raid jackets on that we got for defeating Nezarec within the first 2 weeks of that raid launching last year. So we had a picture with our raid jackets on. I never wore the raid jacket to the convention, but Audrey did, and oh my God, the amount of Destiny fans that were just like, I like your jacket, I like your jacket, I like your
Destiny
jacket.
nerds.
There were so many of us. There's a lot of us.
That's
way
so
more than
funny.
I expected. So
and you
cool.
did a couple things with, didn't you record something with Respawn Aim Fire, or am I making that up?
We did, but I could not tell you how to get to it. I was it's on Patreon, but I know they do detail their PAX journey, which they played a lot more games than I did. They even gave away some awards, which was really cool. So if you'd like to know what they decide was the best of show, you should check out Respawn Aim Fire. I think that episode is up now. So
that's cool. Well, thank you, Jerica, and thank you guys for joining. We're glad to be back. Hopefully, we can come to you soon with a Sea of Stars spoiler review. I can commit to that. I know we talked about it a lot, and I would love to gush over it more. So maybe we'll see you soon for that. And we will see you guys next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Kitty cat. Rainbow
Meow, meow.
Cooch.